Celebrating 25 years of impactful journalism, I am Apita Sibili and this is JoyNews Interactive, coming to you live from digital address GA09925339 in Kumemulakra on DSTV channel 41 and GoTV channel 144. Now, according to the World Health Organization, work-related health problems result in an economic loss of 4 to 6% of GDP for most countries. It is therefore essential for companies to provide conducive working conditions for employees. However, a recent research by the BBC showed about 8.6 million employees fake sickness to get some break off work. Karen Dodu of the Business Desk has more.
Have you ever faked sickness just to get a day off work? Or maybe you connived with a medical practitioner to get an excused duty slip? Well, did you know that this is unlawful and could lead to your prosecution? Now, despite this, a recent research reported by the BBC showed that about 9 million people in 2019 alone did so because of what they term as poor working conditions and stress. Today, we hit the streets of Accra to find out how many Ghanaians have done that before and what the reasons were. Most employees I engaged admitted to feigning sickness just to avoid work. However, they were unwilling to go on record over fears of being victimized by the employers. Gilbert, who however spoke to Joy Business, admitted to have done that because he was under excessive stress and needed time off to rest.
I ran out of my leave days, so I had no leave day schedule again. So I had to call in and tell my boss that yes, I'm not feeling well, so I need to stay in the house and go to the hospital exactly. So.
Are you aware it's unlawful, and if your employer should ever find out or when you were working they could have prosecuted you? Are you aware?
Yes, I'm aware it's unlawful, but actually I was stressed out. The work is very, very stressful. We speak for about 7 hours, 30 minutes. So sometimes you work within 4 days continuously, realize that you are stressed down. So sometimes it's not a wish though, but you need to call in for it to get that rest, yes.
According to the research by the IT company Insight, a larger percentage of the sampled audience accused their actions on what they termed painful jobs, blamed on work culture, interaction with colleagues and workload. So what then could corporate institutions do to improve working conditions? Human resource expert Senyo Jabing explains that failure of corporate institutions to provide safe and convenient working environments could mean losses to the organizations involved.
You see, employees sometimes leave workplaces because they have bad supervisors. It's very common for supervisors, or let me put it this way, supervision in Ghana often is seen as shouting at people and making people's lives difficult. When that happens, it creates a hostile environment for the worker. And if the worker is demotivated and fears the workplace and is not willing to be part of the workplace, does not have a sense of belonging in the workplace, then you would have workers who are demotivated and would often look for reasons not to go to work.
He also stressed the importance of annual vacations, explaining that it's a must that HRs ensure the employees go on leave as part of their human rights. So before you make that call tomorrow morning to fake the stomach pain, perhaps you could just request for a normal leave break, which is your mandate as a worker.
I'm sure some of us that are watching have fake sickness to leave work, and I know I've seen and encountered a few people. Now let's talk about cervical cancer, because Mama V Osabaje went to the Ridge Hospital to go for a screening. So she went for cervical cancer screening, and this is what she came through with.
Hi, my name is Mama V Osabaje, and I'm a cervical cancer ambassador. Well, that's a title that was given to me by SOGOG, Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists of Ghana, and I thank them. Well, many of us didn't even know that cervical cancer is a sexually transmitted disease, and I discovered that sadly over 2,000 women in Ghana die because of a disease that is not only preventable, but also treatable when detected early. So I've become very passionate about the cause, and I take every opportunity that I get to tell another woman about cervical cancer. In January, we did a lot of advocacy because January is Cervical Cancer Month. But the Rich Hospital, which is the Accra Regional Hospital, decided to even take this further and has dedicated the month of February, the month of love, to freely screen women who come through their facility. They've been at this for a number of days now, and they've had many women. What you see behind me are all women lined up so they can be screened. So today, to show you at home that this is not painful, this is easy, this is just very simple to do, and you can be part of this many women who are coming through, I've decided to come and do the test myself. So my prayer and hope really, as I take on this role for the entire year, is so you don't become part of the 2000 statistics, because this is a disease that is not only preventable, but it is also treatable only when it is detected early. So join me as I do the tests. You will do the test as well. If it turns out positive, don't lose hope, because it is treatable. All right, so we're going to find out a few things from the doctor, but first of all, I want you to pay attention to what is here. Cervical cancer is preventable. If you're a girl aged 9 to 15 years, you can be vaccinated against the virus that causes cervical cancer. If you're a woman aged 30 years and above, you should have your cervix examined to detect the early stages of cancer. That's one of the things that I'll be doing. But come with me, let's meet Dr. Gani. Good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, Mama V. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Okay, Doc, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for coming over, Mama V.
Great. How has the response been?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing, and I thank the media for this as well, because you guys you spread the word around. A lot of women have heard about cervical cancer. They want to know what their status is, so they're coming over. We have over 100 patients or women coming in every day to come and check what their cervix looks like and what is happening to their cervixes.
And you're able to take care of all these 100 cervix?
Yes. With the few trained midwives we have here in the family planning unit, yes, we are doing a great job.
Okay, so you're still going the whole month of February?
Yes, from the 3rd to the 28th of February, we are going to offer free cervical cancer screening to the women of Ghana.
Okay. What is most surprising, like the women that come through, what are they most surprised at? For me, as an ambassador, I discovered, and it's a shame that I didn't even know this before, that sexually transmitted. And I realized that many other women didn't even realize that.
Yes. A lot of women do not know that. A lot of women don't even know what the cervix is. Let's start from there. They don't know what cervical cancer is. So we still have a lot of work to do. Yes, it's sexually transmitted, but it is as common as a common cold. 8 in 10 sexually active women will get it at a point in their lives during their sexual lives. So it's really common, but 9 out of 10 of these women will clear it. Only 10% of them will have a persistent infection, and only a small percentage of these will develop cervical cancer. And if from the moment they get the infection to when they get cervical cancer, it may take up to 30 years. So that gives us a long window to screen and to pick it up and to actually prevent cervical cancer. Yes.
Okay, great. So what are you checking once somebody walks through?
Okay, so once somebody walks through, we'll take a brief history, find out how they're doing, whether they have any abnormal bleeding, and then we explain the procedure to them, ask for their permission. If they give the go-ahead, then we would position them on the bed, and then we would talk to them about the procedure again. And then we'll pass the speculum, have a look at the cervix, and then we do either the visual inspection with the acetic acid or the pap smear, depending on their age group and then what they prefer. So what we are offering for free is a visual inspection with acetic acid. So here we'll paint your cervix with 3 to 5% acetic acid, what we call vinegar. Yes, and then if there are any pre-malignant changes, these areas would light up white. So then we'll book you and then treat you within the same day, so that you do not develop cervical cancer in the future. Okay. However, if you are outside this age group, 25 to 45, or if you opt for a pap smear, you may have to pay something little and then we'll do a pap smear for you. That one is not an instant test. We'd have to send the samples or the specimen we pick up to the lab, and then the pathologist will have to have a look at it, and it will come back to us within 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. Yes.
All right. So far, what have you discovered from the women you've screened?
Okay, so let me give this morning as an example. So we have screened about 12 so far in the last 1 hour. We've already had 2 positives with the visual inspection with acetic acid, so which is quite a large percentage. So these women would have to follow up with cryotherapy or further testing depending on what they want, yes.
But that doesn't mean they have the disease.
No, that does not mean they have cervical cancer. It just means that they may have a pre-malignant lesion or the stage before cervical cancer, or the stage that can eventually develop into cervical cancer. And this is treatable with a 15-minute procedure.
Oh,
yeah.
Just like that?
Yes. So within today, they'll come back around 2 o'clock, and then we'll do cryotherapy for them, and then we'll follow them up, make sure that they do not develop cervical cancer anytime in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I am in my mid-30s. What would you prescribe? What kind of tests am I doing?
You could do the visual inspection with acetic acid. Yes, or you could do the pap smear. Like I said, the visual inspection with acetic acid is free now for this month. The pap smear, you pay something small. So either ways, you're good to do either one. Yeah.
Okay, but is the free one still like a reliable kind of test?
It is. It's very reliable. It's comparable to the pap smear. Yes.
Okay, but why would it be necessary for me to do the 2 if I choose to?
No, you do not need to do the 2. You choose one, either the visual inspection with acetic acid or the pap smear. So with the pap smear, we're actually taking cells from your cervix, and then we are having a look at them under the microscope to have a look at changes. But then with the visual inspection with acetic acid, like I said, we paint the cervix with vinegar, and then it will light up white. So it's more, we are just looking at it and then able to deduce by the color changes that there may be a precancerous or pre-malignant lesion. So that's the difference between the 2. One of it actually goes to the lab, and then we actually analyze, and one is just visual inspection. We're having a look, yeah.
Okay. And how long is that going to take?
1 minute.
Just
1 minute.
Okay.
That's the visual inspection with acetic acid. Okay. The pap smear may take 2 minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
So do I have to drink anything, prepare myself in any special way?
No. Just do not be in your period, or you should not be bleeding. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I'm ready.
Yay.
Does it burn?
No.
Okay, waiting for 1 minute. Thank you. Okay, so it's 1 minute now, and your results will check and see. You have a beautiful cervix, and the test is negative.
Yay.
Okay, so the strings are nicely there, the cervix is healthy, everything is fine. So you've done 2 things. You've checked your IUD, you've done your VIA. It's perfect.
Great. Thank you. I hope that you're encouraged to do it.
The Ridge Hospital is giving a free screening for this month, so make sure that you go there. I know I'll be going there after this. On that note, I'm going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with more. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive. I am Apita Siwidi. Now, let's take you through some of the showbiz trends of the week. The first one is Kofi Adjadolo, who is demanding producers to pay him his money. He said about 7 producers owe him 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and he's demanding his money. If you haven't seen that video that trended the whole week, here it is.
Some of the producers in Ghana here, they should respect themselves. They owe. Old man like me, they'll call me and can't work, and then they can't pay me. And about 7 producers in this country, they owe me monies, like that. Why? And then I'm sitting at home and I'm hungry. And when I'm sick too, they don't. When I'm sick, nobody. Look, we have elderly people sick lying there, and producers owe them. They don't even give them money. Why? I'm being real here.
How many? You said 7 producers haven't paid you.
You want me to name them?
Oh, yeah.
All the big producers in Ghana, some of them, they owe me 2,000, 3,000, 1,000. My actors, out the whole Ghana here, the actors, they know what I'm talking about. Producers don't pay. The producers owe actors. You ask for the young actors, they don't even pay them. because of the passion they have for acting, they come and do the work. They don't pay them. I am saying this. Me, Kofi Adjorlolo, I'm saying this. I'm so angry here.
Could that be the reason why the industry is not that vibrant?
I don't know. I can't tell if it's because of that. But if the industry is so vibrant, then I think the stakeholders have to sit down and think. And these same producers are the stakeholders, and they keep talking. Meantime, the artists who are the ones acting, they don't pay them.
So why do you keep on acting?
I am angry. Huh?
Why do you keep on acting?
Why shouldn't you act? Me, I left this job you are doing. You know how many years I did your job?
I know that.
I left it because I left this your job with camera in front of me. How many years? Over 17 years I was doing this your job, but I left because I needed to do acting. I came into acting too. Nothing is happening to me. No money. How many years haven't I acted? How many producers haven't I acted with? Me, Kofi Adjorlolo, they on the internet say I'm worth $800,000. Me, 800 what?
Are you more than?
More.
Or you are not even there?
The thing I'm talking about, if I was more than 800, you ask me better questions, Mr. Interviewer.
All right, many people have been reacting to that. Socrates Safo is one of them.
Well, as an actor, before you get on the set, you must have a contract with the producer. It's not just a written contract, but any contract between two people, even verbally, it's binding. So what was the agreement between him and the producer, the said producer he's talking of? Secondly, every contract comes with conduct. What happened for the producer to refuse to pay him? One, check. For all you know, something happened on the set. Many a times, producers don't come out to say their side of the story. We only hear of artists. Just recently, we heard of artists crying for help and all that, as if we don't pay them. But the first question you must ask is how many productions have they done, even in a year? How much did they get from the productions? And what did they do with the money? That is one thing we must start querying from these artists. When you pay an artist, let's say 2,000 cedis, what do they do with the money? That is the first question, because it's getting out of hand. Actors always crying for help. It's getting out of hand.
Well, Ola Michael also commented on this and thinks it's unfair. And according to him, he doesn't owe Kofi Adjorlolo any money. But it doesn't seem like Kofi Adjorlolo is the only one lamenting on not being paid by the producers. Emilia Brobe is one of them.
Because the scripts don't come, producers don't call. Yes, sometimes they will call you, give you the script, but it will never happen. They will tell you money, money, money. So I don't know whether they're also thinking about the risk. I can't really tell.
Are your charges too high?
No, it's moderate.
How much do you charge for a script?
Okay. Between maybe 3,000, 3,500 Ghana cedis, depending on the script. And I consider the cast as well.
All right, so those are some of the showbiz trends for the week. Now, JoyNews is now free to air. Your first and #1 24 hours channel is now available on digital television, Multi TV, DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 144, and live streaming from Saturday, 8th February 2020. JoyNews can be accessed anywhere and anytime in Ghana. So tune in on all platforms for JoyNews, your most credible news source. Ghana's first and only 24 hours news channel. We are very excited to let you know that it's free to air. So it means freedom to us at JoyNews and to you, our cherished viewers. And freedom means availability of all the latest news, current affairs and documentaries via satellite transmissions and live streaming. It also means access to JoyNews on digital televisions, on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144, on Multi TV channel 3. JoyNews is now available anywhere, anytime, any day. JoyNews, your most credible news source. So we're very excited here at JoyNews. Hashtag JoyNews is free to air. And that's how we end JoyNews Interactive. I am Apita CBD. Remember to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with JoyNews on TV. I leave you with this video of Lord Paper and Busum P. Young. Enjoy.